Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
And I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
Darren! We made it through another season, buddy.
We did it, man. Looks like we made it.
21 episodes. We covered them all, even when we didn't especially want to.
Oh, yeah, so less said about that Kim Kardashian episode, the better.
And Elon Musk, that was this year, right? They all blend together now.
That was last year, and let's never speak of that again.
Okay, I still have the scars. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so season finale of SNL. This season, they just wrapped up season 47, episode 21 from May 21st, 2022. Natasha Lyonne hosting and Japanese breakfast as the musical guest.
Yeah, big night. We were all wondering what's going to happen, who's leaving, who's staying.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'll let you guys in a little peek behind the curtain. Me and the wife, we actually took a trip up to New England, and we left on Friday. And I was very glad to do so because I just hopped in a car and we just drove up on Friday. And I was like, this is a good day to leave because there's possibly no way that SNL is going to drop some late breaking news about who's staying and who's leaving on the show.
Yeah.
And doing it in a way that I can't possibly check because I'm driving up to New England. This is great.
Yep. Just perfect timing for us.
Just the best.
Perfect timing for us. And yeah, because I've got all sorts of stuff going on in my life. I wasn't able to comfortably talk about that or tweet about that or react to that in real time. But it's unusual because the show doesn't usually say right before the finale, hey, all these people are definitely leaving. And they just came out and they said, Kate McKinnon's leaving. Boom. Pete Davidson's leaving. Boom. Aidy Bryant's leaving. Boom. Kyle Mooney's leaving. Boom. There might be more. We don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, just those four alone, that was holy moly. I mean, I don't want to say they were surprising that they left because, like, in my mind, I felt like, and when I heard the news, I was like, yeah, it seems about time that all these people leave.
All of them, I just nodded and was like, well, yeah, that makes sense because they've all been on the show for at least 8 seasons.
Right. Like, I looked online, I saw people tweet out that, like, Kyle Mooney was, like, his first year back in 2013.
Uh-huh.
He was there with Noel Wells and Brooks Wheelan and like, John Milheisner. And I was like, wow, he's been on the show. Like, I totally forgot he'd been on the show for that long.
Yeah. He was part of that new crew. I mean, literally one of his first sketches was the new cast member or Arcade Fire, where the joke was that they had added 4 or 5 new people all at once, so they weren't very recognizable to the audience yet. So,
right.
and Kyle Mooney, God bless him, still has that same haircut.
That's right. Hey, if it works, don't change it, man.
He was just like, nope, this is working for me. I'm gonna stick with this for the next decade.
Right.
And Kate and Aidy, Kate in particular has been such a mainstay for the show. I mean, SNL became her show within a couple years, I would say.
I would say so. I would say it was fairly quickly that everybody warmed up to her, and it was like pretty, it was pretty apparent that she was becoming like the sweetheart, like the the main star of the show. And people
she's
just really
such a good performer. She's so versatile, had so many great impressions, such personality, and she's just such a likable personality. Even though she has had a good long run, I'm still going to miss her. I'm still a little sorry to see her go, but I can't really look at her and be like, oh yeah, you should have stayed a few more years. I mean, that's just
yeah.
And honestly, most of them probably would have left before now if it wasn't because of COVID. But
yeah, I think so. I honestly think I agree with you. Like, we got a few more years out of them because of COVID. I honestly think a lot of them would definitely Pete would have left like a year. I mean, Pete kind of already did leave this year, but like,
yeah, with Pete Davidson, it feels like he's had one foot out the door for a while. I mean, so much so that they've made a joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And 80, I mean, she's also had other projects like Shrill. She's done what, like a couple seasons of Shrill at this point?
Yeah, I think they just finished it. I think she did like
Right.
three seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that's so wild that she does another show and she finishes that show before she leaves SNL. Um, but I mean, they've all had good contributions to the show. I think Kate is far and away my favorite.
Mm.
I had to make a list of my top 10 cast members of all time, Kate would most assuredly be on it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, at this point, it's like her name and place in SNL history is well established. Like I mean, she's definitely going to come back to host at some point.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, but like I think the name Kate McKinnon is definitely going to be up there with Will Ferrell and you know uh, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler and and all the greats. I think
yeah,
she's
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. I mean,
absolutely.
but really, all of them have stuff to be proud of, and all of them had great runs on the show. They wouldn't have stayed on the show for this long if they hadn't done such a great job. So, I mean, we wish them the best, but at the same time, it's kind of exciting to see the show get shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, we get to see what the show will be now. We'll see get it. It'll be like redefined.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be rebirthed and reborn anew. It's like when you leave your old high school and you go into a new high school and you like adapt a new persona.
Mm-hmm.
You call yourself Ace or something like that, and you wear denim jackets or whatever, and like you hope nobody from your old high school knows who you really are and how you really act. And it's like his name's not Ace. His name is Darren. I mean, something else.
Darren, do you have a jean jacket in your closet right now?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. That's fine. That's
They're
fine.
fashionable, John. They're
Okay.
fashionable.
Well, I mean, Ace, do you want to get into it? Should we go through the show? Go through the show for the last time this season before we go into our big summer format?
Let's do it. Let's do this thing. Let's do this crazy dance one more time.
Okay, okay. Oh, by the way, I did not watch this show live. I was checking it out on YouTube. So you're going to have to chime in when we get to whenever Japanese breakfast comes in. So
Okay.
let me know that so I know the correct order things occur in.
Okay.
I forgot to ask you that before we started taping.
No worries. No worries. We got it.
So we're starting out with Final Encounter Cold Open. Big applause break for this one. The audience knew right away what we were doing, and because it's Kate's last show, we're doing one last alien abduction sketch with Mrs. Rafferty.
Yeah. Cold open, not political, nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with the president or Trump. It's a
Yeah,
it's a straight up sketch. Like
it's
how
kind of
novel.
refreshing. Yeah,
Yeah. Very much so. Ugh.
it's they've done this a few times. I don't think they ever did it so many times that I got sick of it, and it's been a while since we've seen it last. So I think it's a very appropriate thing to do for Kate's last episode. They
Right.
said that this is the third alien abduction. And they have everybody at the Pentagon. We've got Cecily, our host Natasha Lyonne, and Kate as Mrs. Rafferty, who's once again talking all about getting stripped down by the aliens and probed.
Yeah, for some reason she's always pantsless whenever her abduction happens, and of course she refers to her, her butthole and vagina numerous times by
Yeah,
calling them things like her yeasty and her beastie.
yeah, her
Her
cooter and her shooter, that sort of thing.
yeah, those colorful euphemisms.
And by this point, Mrs. Rafferty is just basically used to it. She actually says at one point, "This might be the most stable relationship you've ever had."
Right, and of course, in this episode, they refer to she refers to her like her pubic hairs, which are not the most trimmed, we'll say.
Hmm.
I believe at some point she refers to it as it looks like a hipster beard wearing an N95.
Yeah, she also says, "Why clean the house if no one's coming over?" Right?
Wow, it's
Which
hey,
I understand where she's coming from.
oh,
Yeah, I'm just talking about it as a metaphor. Don't read
oh,
anything more into than that. But finally, 80 and Mikey, they say, "Well, hey, we made a deal with the aliens. If one of you three goes with them permanently off planet, they will share all this knowledge with us, and everything will be groovy. And
Did they say groovy?
they did not. They did not. I'm just
Aw,
freely translating.
wish they
Uh,
did.
and Mrs. Rafferty is just like, yeah, okay, I can read the room, and we have like a basically a Close Encounters ending with her going onto the spaceship and into the blinding bright light. We see some alien greys lean in the doorway, and she just is like, "Thanks for letting me stop by your planet for a while."
Right. Like it's actually a pretty heartfelt moment because like you said, like
Hmm.
she steps up to these alien doors, like the bay doors come down, and she walks up to the bright light. She turns around, faces the audience, and it's a good way to end, to sort of end up the character but it's also a way to say goodbye to us, the audience. Like she's saying
Yeah,
goodbye
yeah,
to, the people of Earth in the sketch and to us. So it's like you can see, and you can see, it's like she's getting really emotional while she's saying this. Kate's really getting choked up. She's like
yeah,
fighting
yeah.
back tears. It was a very emotional moment.
It was good. It's a nice way to say goodbye to Kate. It's interesting. We're seeing it at right at the top of the show. I thought it was good. I felt it was 100% longer than it needed to be. This thing was like 8 minutes.
Yeah, I get it, but like I mean, at the same time, this is Kate's big goodbye. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they just thought, yeah, just let it go along. Let
If you
Kate be
can't be
Kate.
self indulgent in your goodbye sketch, when the hell can you?
Damn straight. That's the only reason
Yeah.
I want to be on this show, so I could be self indulgent.
So you can just drive things into the ground for the better part of a decade. And
Right. Exactly. You get it.
well, maybe that's what we'll get to do with this podcast. Some people would say we're doing that already with this podcast.
Guys, tweet at us. Let us know if that's what we're doing with this podcast.
Are we getting stale? Do we need to shake up our format? Do some of the cast members of this podcast need to leave the show?
Yeah. Do we need to be abducted by aliens? Let us know.
We don't know. We're not going to assume anything.
No. No, why would we?
So next we had the Natasha Lyonne monologue. She came out in, was that a cat suit? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it was like a tight kind of spandexy cat suit. She almost looked
Yeah,
like a New York City superhero type of deal.
yeah.
It
But
was
as like also like a low cut open in the front thing. It was just, yeah. She looked like she was about to go clubbing or something.
Yeah, kind of like David Bowie in the '70s.
Yeah, exactly. She's
It was like
I can't. What was the name of that cool club in London where they found the people who became the Sex Pistols? Lionel
I don't know.
something.
No, I don't. I'm not that cool, man. I don't know.
Anyway, okay. Well, there was some cool place in London where they found them. They're like, hey, you want to be in the Sex Pistols? And they were like, yeah, that's cool. I was playing at OD anyway, so yeah.
uh,
So yeah,
yeah,
she comes out and she says like, "Hi, yes, thank you. I also wish I was Harry Styles because he was one of
no,
the rumored people for the finale."
she gets it.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and
talks about how she's got a lot of connections to SNL. She co-created Russian Doll with Amy Poehler, which I didn't realize that Amy Poehler had anything to do with that show.
yeah, she's an EP on it,
Okay,
co-creator.
good to know. I like the line she said. The two things you really want to be associated with right now are Russia and Netflix.
Right, because of her show, Russian Dolls. Yeah,
Yep,
that was a solid joke.
good line. Good
Yeah,
line.
I like how she even makes fun of herself, talking about how she knows she talks like Dee Dee Ramone, which is a nice little.
Yes. I think she was talking about getting her start as a child actress, and they said they wanted somebody who looked like Shirley Temple but talked like Dee Dee Ramone. Uh,
Yeah, she does have a very like raspy. She almost had like a cab driver, a New York cab driver from like the '50s or something.
yeah, I just remembered. Wasn't it Natasha Lyonne? What she was in the the thing we watched about the National Lampoon writers.
Oh yeah, she played Ann Beats and
Yeah,
a futile and stupid gesture.
yeah. I totally forgot that she was in that, and I liked her in that. So
There you go. Hey,
there you go. Yes, she was a great choice to play Ann Beats. I'm surprised she didn't mention that,
yeah.
but we get some surprise cameos. We get Fred Armisen and Maya Rudolph come back, which is interesting because she says that she and Freddie dated for 7 years. So Nice to see that they're amicable exes, apparently.
Yeah, she even made a joke about like, yeah, the two of us, we're the only celebrity couple to make a sex tape that nobody wanted, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, and
and
so
yeah,
yeah,
Fred and Maya doing impressions of her, and then they just abruptly leave.
yeah, that was weird. But I was like, oh,
That was
yeah.
weird.
Oh, and they showed footage of Natasha Lyonne as a child actor on Pee Wee's Playhouse. That was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
is what is the old clip thing from early in somebody's acting career? Is that getting a little played out? That's like a device they've introduced this season, and it feels
Uh,
like they've been going to that well just a couple times too many to me.
oh, I guess what, like Oscar Isaac and
Yeah,
Kieran Culkin.
yeah.
Um, Maybe, but I mean, I guess they just do it because it's a way to kind of win. It's an easy way to win over the audience because people are like, "Oh, that's you as a child. That's adorable."
And
And they,
I totally get that, and I think it's fun every once in a while. I just don't want it to be the new. I'm going to take questions from the audience, or I don't want it to be the new thing they rely on in the monologues. So yeah, I
yeah,
want to see them keep varying it up.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair enough. Yeah, and Selena Gomez did it with the picture of her and Barney. I get
Yeah,
it.
exactly,
I get it. I
exactly.
get it. Yeah,
So
it can be a bit of a crutch, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's the last. I treat this episode like the last day of school. It was like it's the last season. It's the last episode.
you're
Go ahead.
grading it on a curve. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
I hear you.
So
And
you
she
were
also,
totally cool with them ending the monologue with a Fabio joke.
yeah, that was a little
What
weird.
was that about?
That was a little because like she also talks about her, multiple arrests and drug addiction because like she did
Yeah.
go through a period, I'll say like late '90s, early aughts, where she was like really messed up on drugs. I think she might have been homeless at one point. It was really bad,
Ooh.
but then I don't. I remember for a while she was like kind of like on the outs with Hollywood, and she was kind of down and out. But yeah, but then she said like I made my way and I came back up, much like it's been a roller coaster like the roller coaster Fabio rode, and yeah, and that was a weird thing. They kind of I'll agree with you. That was odd because there
It's
was a
just kind
thing.
of weird because it's like, A, who really remembers Fabio who didn't live through the 90s? And who remembers the Fabio Goose story? I mean, I remember both of those things, but
Yeah,
maybe a
I
lot of the audience was scratching their heads. I don't know. Do people still remember Fabio? I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, for those that don't know, Fabio was this like kind of male, I guess male model who's like famous
Yeah,
for being like the dude on the cover of those trashy romance novels that your mom reads, where it's
right.
like him in a pirate shirt with the wind blowing and
And there's all sorts of euphemisms for genitalia and
yeah, he's holding on to some woman's heaving bosoms and shit.
yeah,
And anyway, he was on a roller coaster and a bird ran into his face.
yeah. He somehow collided with a goose. Uh,
Yeah, that
so
was
there are all
yeah.
these pictures of Fabio with a huge bloody nose, and ugh, yeah, what a weird thing.
It's yeah, I'll admit that was a weird thing to like wedge in there in this cold
Yeah,
open. I was like, I don't know, set the tone for the show, I guess. It's like this show's gonna be weird, like this random moment of Fabio with a bloody, with goose blood all over his face is
yeah.
weird. So
Anyway, so next we had pre-tape for the first sketch. This is just called PSA on YouTube, and it's reminding you that stupid people can vote.
yeah, like this sketch I don't know, this sketch was interesting because like it kind of starts off at a PSA with people saying that that they're is like kind of a confessional thing where people are saying that they're stupid and that they're dumb, but they're not mentally handicapped. Don't get them wrong. They need things explained to them, and sarcasm sounds like lies to them, and like
Yeah,
and it's like they're just very dumb.
and
And
it's one of those rapid fire things where we're talking to a bunch of different people. We've got James Austin Johnson, we've got 80, we got Keenan, we've got Kyle, we've got Natasha Lyonne. Cecily Strong pops up with she's talking in one of those. I don't know if it's called a voice box, but it's like that thing when you have like a vocal cord removed and you're
right,
talking like this.
yeah,
And she
and
doesn't need it. She's just like, I just think this sounds cool.
right. And then yeah, so when I was first watching, I was like, all right, so what's the joke here? I'm not quite getting it. And then I was waiting for the turn, and then the turn comes by them saying like, don't let people, don't let people think less of you because you're stupid. Because we're strong. We run companies. I make laws, and
Yeah.
go out there and vote. And then it becomes like them being urging stupid people to use their power to vote because your stupid vote counts as much as anybody else's does.
Sometimes even more.
Yeah, like in my district.
This was honestly this was a little more depressing than funny.
Yeah, I was.
Because it's just like, oh yeah, there are so many stupid people out there.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to figure out what the message was. Like, oh, stupid people vote, and that's kind of the reason why we're at where we're at, type of thing.
I think my favorite moment from the sketch was when 80's character just said, "Oh, I was on the computer and it said prove you're not a robot, so I cut myself."
That was funny.
That was just so far out of left field. I liked it.
Yeah, like the little non sequiturs that 80 was throwing out there, like when she said, "Oh, my son's wife is a smart person, and she's tearing us apart."
Yeah. So this was just so so. It wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like what the message was, and it was kind
Yeah.
of like I'm not sure what you guys are trying to. Maybe I'm a stupid person for not knowing, but yeah, I was trying to figure out what are you guys trying to say here. So I was like, I wasn't too wild about this one.
Okay. So next we have 50s baseball broadcast.
Mm,
This is at Yankee Stadium, 1951. Mikey and Natasha Lyonne are the announcers for a baseball game.
that's right.
James Austin Johnson is doing the sponsor ads. And we find out that Natasha Lyonne's character has taken a new cold medicine called methamphetamine.
Methamphetamines
Methamphetamine.
to cure the daily cold.
And so she starts saying, and not so much doing, but mostly just saying outrageous stuff.
Yeah, she talks about Joe DiMaggio here with his wife Marilyn Monroe, and of course she says like, how did an ugly son of a bitch like that get Marilyn Monroe? I mean, the guy's Italian, right?
Yeah.
Italians aren't even white. That made me laugh. I'll admit.
She tells a story about how Babe Ruth supposedly ate a child alive.
That's right. Clothes and all.
And there was something about Mickey Mantle in there, but I didn't write down anything besides the name Mickey Mantle. So
Uh, I didn't
it's
write.
okay. It doesn't matter. I thought this was a slog. This didn't do anything for me.
Really? Oh, okay.
No.
I
Yeah.
maybe I did like it because mainly because like we get some good, incredulous Mikey Day action in here.
It could have been more incredulous. I
Yeah,
could not
maybe.
believe how unincredulous he was in certain places. I was
Well, yeah,
incredulous at his credulity.
you were incredulous over his lack of incredulous.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
I think my main problem was it's something you say a lot. It didn't really build. I didn't think it built.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, Natasha Lyonne does play it big. I did notice one thing that kind of took me out of it a little bit. Like while she's playing a man in this
Yeah.
sketch, like like a 1950 man with the mustache and everything, she
Yeah.
still
Huh?
still has nail polish on. I
Didn't
don't know.
notice that. Didn't
Yeah,
notice that.
like I don't know if that's something that they just left in there because like yeah, whatever. It's the last day of the season, or what? But I was like, oh, she's playing a dude, but she has nail polish on in 1951. All right,
Did
I
that
don't
throw
know.
you out of the reality of the sketch
Yes, I was like,
with
this is
the
at 19.
cannibal Babe Ruth?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like John, if you're stuck in traffic, just gun it. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
I think I was a little bit more warm in this than you are. I thought it was all right.
Sounds like it.
She plays it big. I'll give her that. Uh,
Yep.
but yeah, it was definitely. I thought sketch was all right. I thought it was okay.
It was a slog. The one line I think I really liked was when James Austin Johnson was doing the sponsor ads, and he was like, "Hey, where'd you get that plain brown suit and plain brown hat?"
Yeah, Mitchum, the businessman Scotch.
Yeah, I like the poking fun at the conformity of the '50s and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong
Uh,
with that.
I don't know. I don't I don't mind the premise of she gets strung out on meth because it's the 50s and we don't know what harm that does yet, but I feel like they could have done more with it. So,
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
all right. Anyway, what's next, Aaron?
Next up, we got Summer Gig. Makes me feel fine. See what I did there? Huh?
Yeah, I'm stealing myself for this one.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead and describe this one, buddy.
All right, so it's the Trey Henderson Trio. This is a sketch we've seen before. I believe when Seth Meyers hosted, they did it. When Martin Freeman hosted, they did it. And yeah, it's basically Keenan, Kyle, and Natasha, as a band. And of course, there's the running gag is that like Keenan always brings up his personal business and his band's personal business on stage, like in between songs. He asks, in this sketch, he asked the somebody in the audience for Nasonex numerous times, and of
11
course,
times, yes.
11 times. He's at one point he's like, "I'll even put a condom on the nasal if that's the worry."
Yeah.
Um, we have Natasha Lyonne on stage playing harmonica next to him. Uh,
Cecily is there as Helen, who's just there to dance, and we have Chloe and Bowen in the audience because God forbid we do one of these sketches and don't have somebody in the audience being like, "Hey, this is weird. This
yeah,
is this is not how a band ordinarily behaves."
Yeah, I think
Uh,
but I think they tried to switch it up a bit because like they had Chloe as a psychic who was telling what the issue was with Natasha's character because like I think at one point because Natasha's character is Keenan's character's roommate and landlord, and I think at one point Keenan says on stage, "Oh, I saw you crying the other day. Is everything all right?" And she's like, "Hey, my tears are my business." Which that's
yeah,
that's that's how I live my life by those words.
I couldn't bring myself to rewatch this one. I just rewatched this one. I watched it once. My main notes were like Keenan is being hammy. Ugh. I just thought this was horribly unfunny. I didn't think there were any real jokes. I just thought it was a bunch of random shit strung together, and Keenan being allowed to overact. And this is the type of sketch I freaking hate Keenan in.
Yeah, this is definitely just a big old slab of ham, just like over the top, silly, hammy. At
Hmm.
one point, like you said, Cecily's in the sketch, but she's not even playing an instrument. She's just like, "Oh, I just like to be on stage and I like to dance."
Yeah, and
So
Keenan's just like give me, just scatting, and I just ugh, it's just
it's yeah,
horribly unfunny. Probably the worst sketch of the night, I would say.
real. Oh, I thought there was one that was a little bit worse, but we'll
Well,
get
I don't know. This is the point I'm at in my notes right now, but
okay.
I
All
hated
right.
this. I hated this. I hated this so much. I'm Mrs. White and Clue. Flames on the side of my face.
God damn! Wow. Yeah. I mean, I would say this sketch is definitely not for everybody. I'll say it's for people who really enjoy seeing Keenan ham it up and being goofy, silly, maybe nonsensical sketches. And if
So
you don't,
people with bad taste, this was a sketch for you.
oh yeah, all right, there we go.
All right.
Your words, not mine.
They are my words. They are my words. Next thing I have in my notes was another pre-tape. Is that right?
That's right. After high school.
After high school, this was Andrew Dismukes just sort of reminiscing about his high school prom, going back 20 years to the class of 2022. And the camera just moves around to the various people, and he tells us all their their fates in the coming years, and some twisted shit happens to this high school class.
Yeah, so we see Dismukes. It's the class of 2002. Everybody's dancing, having a good time, and then we see Dismukes off in the corner staring at everybody's. Here we hear some inner monologue saying, "Hey, well, it was crazy times we had, man. Like, oh, I can't believe what we all grew up to go on and do." And yeah, then they show, one of the persons at the dance, and he says that person grew up to do, pornography, and another person
Mhm.
died, and another person
Right. This
like
person made good on her promise to hike the Appalachian Trail, and she's still missing to this day.
Yikes. Like I remember watching this and like the audience kept on going, "Oh. Oh. Oh." like after every like after
but
every revelation.
it's delivered in such a beautiful deadpan way, and it's shot in a really cool thing in that sort of nostalgic haze. Uh, I like how Chris Red's character. He's like, and then he became a professional porn star, and this person finally fulfilled their dream. Unfortunately, their dream was killing their grandparents, and throughout the sketch, we keep cutting to one character played by Natasha Lyonne, Rachel Finster, and they're just alluding to horrible things that she has done throughout the sketch. Um, I really like this one. This was sketch of the night for me. Not even close.
Yeah, this one was it's pretty dark. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it
Yeah,
is. I think they just put in just enough sort of humor and silliness for it to be like totally dark and depressing. But it's yeah,
yeah.
this one's a wild one. Like especially they
This,
keep going back to Natasha Lyonne's character, like I said, Rachel Fenster. Uh,
yeah,
then they talk about how she did porn with one of the guys and how she. I think at one point the camera goes to Punky's character and how she grows up to have a same-sex marriage with somebody, and it's like, yeah, even Rachel Fenster was there with the rest of her church protesting the marriage.
yeah. I mean, some really good twists and turns. This one was written by Mikey Day, Andrew Dismukes, Streeter Seidel, with an assist from Rosebud Baker. So
Yeah,
kudos, folks.
yeah,
That's a great sketch, and it's nice to see Andrew Dismukes get a nice showcase in the finale
yeah.
because
This
he's
mix
been a
is
little light the last half of the year.
a little bit, but like now, I think that Kyle is leaving and Pete's leaving. I think Dismukes is going to sort of fill in that role. I think
Yeah,
we're going to see a lot more Dismukes
he'll
in
have a
the
good
coming.
slot. Yeah,
Yeah, like
definitely.
this is the where the rise of Dismukes. It's upon
Yeah.
us.
And really, this was on Dismuke's shoulders because he's doing all the narration. Everyone else is just giving a nonverbal performance. I think another reason I like this was Natasha Lyonne didn't have to talk in it. It was just her expression and her physicality. So,
Yeah, there you go. And yeah,
like when I was taking notes on the monologue, I was like, oh wait, I'm like 3 minutes in and I'm already getting sick of her.
good gravy.
This is not bode well for the evening.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, you told everybody yes on yesterday's episode. You let them know your
Yeah.
stance on Natasha Lyonne. So
Look, I try to lay my cards out on the table, try to be as honest as I possibly can. I was like, look, I got this bias going in. I am not real fond of her. And I'll tell you, she didn't do much to change my mind this week. I wasn't too impressed with her as a host.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I would say that like I mean she was I thought she was good in the cold open, but yeah, a lot of these sketches she like really hammed it up.
Hmm.
Like kind of over the I mean, in some sketches it worked, but like for a lot of time it's like, oh, this is
Yeah.
really over the top here, but
Yeah.
uh,
And
uh,
with a lot of SNL stuff, it's so absurd to begin with. You don't really need to ham it up too much.
yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So, all right.
All right,
Well, what's next? Are we up to the musical guest now?
we are up to the musical guest now. Japanese
Yay! I put it
breakfast.
in the right spot in my notes. I took a
Yay!
guess and I was right.
Pa, 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 pa,
Yay!
pa, pa. We get her,
So,
Japanese breakfast. We get her two performances: "Be Sweet" and
yeah,
"Paprika."
Paprika. They were all right. It was kind of like a pop disco thing.
Yeah, the first one was like more pop disco. The second one was like more pop indie. It's definitely pop indie. I saw somebody describe her on Twitter, and I think they got a good sense of it. They said like, yeah, she's like a more positive, optimistic Bjork, and I
Yeah,
think that's the
definite Bjork vibes.
yes, strong Bjork vibes.
Strong Bjork vibes. The second number, Paprika, they had a gong.
Mm.
That's always fun to see. I
Bring,
enjoy seeing gongs.
bring it
I
back to
enjoy
gong.
I enjoy hitting gongs. I've even enjoyed at times banging a gong.
Get it on. I enjoy the Gong
That's
Show.
that's a little something for all you Power Stations fans listening to
Yeah,
this podcast.
damn straight. Bang a gong. Get it on.
Yeah.
Yo. But yeah.
Oh, Robert Palmer.
Oh my God, where have you gone?
He dead.
Oh, that's right. He's died. Yeah.
He dead.
Oh no, he gone. He gone.
Robert Palmer, he dead.
Yeah, he did. R.I.P. Oh my God.
Okay, just to go down this road a little further. Do you remember a sketch with Phil Hartman where it was the Robert Palmer bunch, and it was just him surrounded by all those women from his music videos?
Yeah, didn't Gina Davis host that
Yes,
episode?
Gina. It was when Gina Davis hosted, and I just remember this being hilarious and and they all had these Germanic names, and if you don't remember Robert Palmer videos from the '80s, they all had these heavily made up women. They all had like slicked back black hair. They were all in these tight black dresses. They all looked exactly alike, heavy makeup. They looked like Patrick Nagel paintings, basically.
Ooh,
And
deep cut.
and he did like 3 or 4 videos in a row with this thing. This was like his
Yeah,
his
this,
trademark.
this was. I think he did that just because he knew, because like that's when like MTV was coming up, and I
Yeah,
think like he knew like, oh, this will be my hook, and just, like MTV will play this a lot because it's a bunch of hot chicks with slick back hair, and sure
right.
enough, he was right,
Because there are a lot of horny teenagers watching MTV.
myself included.
And same.
I mean, Mamma Mia, what?
Yeah, and it's just it's such a weird thing, but damn it if that didn't work for him.
Hey,
So
branding, branding, branding.
way to go, Robert Palmer.
That's right. R.I.P. Robert Palmer. He's like, dude, he was such a good singer. I really think sometimes he was like underrated as a singer.
Yeah,
Like he could belt them out like with the best of
he
them.
had a voice. He had a voice.
Oh, like that
Anyway,
"Some Like It Hot" song that was with the Parrots.
some like it hot and
And
some
some
sweat
sweat
when
when
the
the
heat
heat
is
is
on. Yeah, it was like him and a couple guys from Duran Duran, and
right. Oh,
I think a couple other people. I don't know.
yeah, that song rocks, yo.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that's my jam, kid.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look that up once we're done recording,
Oh my god.
or maybe before. Who knows? Darren might get boring.
What?
Anyway, next
Uh,
on anything else about Japanese breakfast? Anything else you got to say about them?
Uh, no, I enjoyed both performances. I thought they were both great.
Yeah,
I like that they're a band, and it's a very interesting performer. It was a good change of pace, like because like sometimes SNL will have just some sound, whatever hot new SoundCloud rapper or whatever is climbing the charts. So I like that they have a band with musicians and like some real interesting you know instrumentation and artistry here. I dug both these performances.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So next we had a weekend update with Colin Just and Michael J.
Hey,
Hey.
hmm.
We haven't gotten word if Jay and Jost are done yet.
Yeah, they're still.
That's still kind of up in the air. We don't know.
Yeah, I saw another like theory somebody tweeted out saying like, oh, because they didn't do the season end joke swap on this
Yeah,
episode, then maybe that means they're going to stick around a little bit longer. Which I don't know, that's a bit of a reach to me, but
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I my gut feeling is more they either felt like the joke swap thing was played out, or they just had to have more emphasis on doing goodbye things for 80 and Pete. That seems more likely to me.
I think so. Maybe because like four people were definitely leaving. Maybe they thought, well, maybe if we leave, that's too many people leaving. So maybe we'll stick around for. I
Or
don't
maybe they're just spacing out the announcements. I don't know.
know. Hmm.
I could see either one of them leaving. I mean, he's done now 2 seasons of that damn Michael Che. Colin Jost, he's been doing movies. He's got a new baby at home.
Yeah,
He's bought a ferry with Pete Davidson. I mean, he's got stuff going on.
he's in the Tom and Jerry movie. I mean, the man's a mover
Yeah,
and shaker.
right. He is. I think it's safe to say an influencer at this point.
Indeed. Oh,
Yeah.
indeed.
So, yeah, I didn't get the feeling that this was their last weekend update, but at the same time, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it might be.
Yeah, I think we'll see them again next year. But then again, I've been wrong before. What do I know?
We've been frequently wrong.
Oh yes,
Um,
frequently. Huh.
but I thought this was a pretty decent update. There were some nice jokes scattered in there. I liked Jay's Elon Musk sexual harassment joke, where Elon Musk, shocker of shocker, has been accused of sexual harassment, and
Oh yeah.
and he reads must denial on Twitter, and then he just does a game show buzzer and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, we were just looking for a simple did not do it."
Couldn't say it,
Uh
could he? I liked another joke Che had about how wealthy people are going to the black market for baby
huh.
formula, which I assume means they're just stealing baby formula that was supposed to go to black markets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like that
Yes.
one.
Jost had a solid joke. He was talking about how Taylor Swift spoke at a college commencement, and he said college is a lot like breaking up with Taylor Swift. You're still going to be paying for it decades later.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I even ran that by the podcast's official Taylor Swift consultant, my friend Rini, and she agreed. Yes, that is a good Taylor Swift joke.
Good
So,
one, Colin Jost. You did it.
yay!
Yay. Good for you. Gold
You
star.
you got the millennials.
Okay, and
And then, but I suppose a big thing in this weekend update is we had three features, three desk pieces. We had
three.
Alex Moffat returning as the guy who just bought a boat, talking about romantic summer getaways. And I read that this is actually Alex Moffat's eighth appearance as the guy who just bought a boat.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think it's the same thing, like you said, with Miss Rafferty, where they spaced it out enough that we don't get sick of it. Where
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, and like it is impressive to see how quickly he can Alex can kind of quickly spit out all that verbiage and hit that rapid
there are
fire
some
talk.
clever lines in there. This is Alex Moffat writing these with Anna Dreesen. I assume those are the regular writers
Right.
for them. I mean, but yeah, he's like, we're gonna get 2 tickets to Bumpin' Thighs, and they
Yeah.
they just take all these common phrases and they make them into sexual innuendo. And the character's just got such unearned confidence. I know I've gotten sick of this character in the past, but this time I kind of enjoyed him.
Yeah, I mean, you at the very least, you gotta say it's impressive how quickly he can go through all that stuff, French skivvy
Yeah.
era, and just just his, and also it seems like he's playing more and more to the audience because he
Hmm.
knows the stuff he's saying is kind of grosses out the audience. So
Right.
so when he hears the audience is kind of groan and be like, "Oh God," he'll just feel he'll just point to the audience and give a quick little wink and a nod, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
all right, eh?" That's pretty disgusting.
Steering into the curve.
Exactly, and I
Yeah.
applaud him for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it. It usually is very funny to see people who are like really confident, but have no reason to be, and they're totally oblivious as to how they're coming off. That's usually very funny comedic ground. So
My ears are burning.
I was just saying that Alex is good at that. So yeah, and it was nice to see him. It would have been a light show for him without this. So
That is true.
it was
Yeah.
good to see. Good to see. Let's see. We also had trend forecasters. This was with Adie and Bowen. These are some recurring characters. This is written by Adie Bryant, Bowen Yang, and Celeste Yim.
Hmm.
Again, I feel like they're kind of throwing Adie a bone because it's her last show.
Yeah, this is definitely her big hurrah.
Yeah.
Again, this is she does. I have noticed she has been doing a lot more sketches with Bowen
Yes.
in the past few episodes. Like it used to be, oh, Kate and 80, Kate and 80, Kate and 80, and then somehow
Yeah.
it switched to 80 and Bowen, 80 and Bowen, 80 and Bowen. So
Well,
the
I
two,
don't feel like it's totally switched, but I feel like that's like sort of our B pairing with
oh,
with Adie Bryant.
right.
Like Bowen and Adie obviously have really hit it off, and Bowen I think has even said like, "Oh yeah, you helped me survive this place." So it's nice when the more veteran cast members can take the newer cast members under their wings, and you see those bonds form. And these two, they obviously love playing off each other a lot. My
Yeah,
only reluctance was it hasn't been that many weeks since we saw them last, so I don't know if I was really ready to see them again, but it was now or never, I guess.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, when was the last time we saw them? I feel like it was a while ago. I could be wrong.
I feel like it was just a few weeks ago, but I did not look that up.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
but yeah, either way, it's pretty much the same kind of same shtick that they always do, where summer fruit trends in, out, and out is navel orange, and it's like them saying navel orange. Why do you have a navel? That's disgusting. What's next? Honeydew with C-section scars. It's very over the top and very camp. I will give it that. So if
Yeah.
that's not your thing, it might not hit. But I did like at the end of this one, they kind of ended it with them saying kind words to 80. I think at one point 80 says, like, I've had 10 great years here. Then Bowen says, you're a friend that I couldn't have done this without. And it ends with both Bowen and Che giving 80 kisses on the cheek very sweetly and thanking her for her tenure on Saturday Night Live.
The only information I've found on the trend forecasters is apparently it premiered in January of this year. So
Really?
that's what it's saying on Wikipedia, and when we all know that Wikipedia is never ever ever wrong.
Nope. It's a flawless it's a flawless reference point.
Right, and I feel like they've done it at least 3 times. So 3 times between January and May. That seems like a lot to me, but
Yeah, this is the charm. The third time, so it's the charm.
what you gonna do? Anyway, yeah, and I do like at the very end. They get Michael Che in a tiara. It's
Yeah.
nice to see Che be a good sport about it, and he and Bowen both kiss 80 on the cheek at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not made of wood, people. I'm not a man of stone. That touched me.
do my
That was
tears
cute.
do my tears surprise you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was a thing that was more amusing to them than the audience, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was amusing to them, and it's their last show. What the hell?
it's the last day of school. Whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever. You can watch that movie in class.
Exactly. Come on, man.
You're going on spring break in a minute.
Exactly.
Your parents are taking you to Cancun.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah, yeah. And final death segment part of Weekend Update, we get a special guest cameo from Pete Davidson, ladies and gentlemen.
Former cast member Pete Davidson. Did you see the title of this one on the YouTube?
No, what is it?
The title of this segment is Pete Davidson Says Goodbye for Now. So way to hedge your bets, Pete Davidson.
For now? Wait, it's
For now. That is what it is literally titled on the playlist for this episode. Pete Davidson Says Goodbye for Now.
No, he said goodbye. He's saying goodbye for now. He's gone. Why are you doing this, YouTube? No, he's gone. It's over. Let it go, YouTube. Let it go.
But it was kind of funny. Like, he says at the beginning, he was like, "Oh, look at me when I started here. Look how different I looked." And I'm looking at this and I'm like, "Dude, you look exactly the same. You've grown out your mustache a little bit. That is about it."
Yeah.
By the way, I should mention our friend and follower Manette Moratti tweeted that when it was on the show. She was like, "I feel like this is a thing that only John will appreciate because he looks like Spock from the Mirror Universe episode of Star Trek."
I did. Yeah, I didn't. I saw that. I did not understand that.
I saw it and I hadn't watched that sketch yet, and I was like, okay, well, I don't quite get the reference, but if they are writing the show to appeal specifically to me, I am for that. So
yeah, I was like, I hope John appreciates that reference because I have no idea what Manette's talking about right now.
I got it like about an hour later when that sketch went up on YouTube. So
hey, okay, there you go. We got there.
So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Pete's talking about it like how much he's aged, and I'm like, you really haven't, dude. You look pretty much the same.
You look great, man.
You look fine. I mean, you're in your early 30s. Yeah, time has not caught up with you yet, dude.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. Don't you worry about a thing. But I did like how he brought up things about hey, thanks to everybody who's just watching me out and see if I talk about Kanye. I like how he talked about, like you said, the old photo of him as a skinny kid. It's like, look at me back then. I was just like some little skinny kid and no one knew what race I was. And now everybody knows I'm definitely white because I'm hugely successful despite never showing up for work or barely showing up
Yeah,
for work.
barely showing up for work.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will give that to Pete. Like he's very self aware. He's very aware of what people think of him and how his life is insane. Like he's
100%, a hundred
yeah.
percent, and he is the first to make jokes about him and his life, and um, it was funny. He made a reference to a thing that happened on the show 3 years ago when he made a joke about Dan Crenshaw's eye patch, and then he pointed out that now Fox News is making fun of Dan Crenshaw's eye patch,
How the
and
tables have turned.
and and he said he pointed out he quoted from a joke that Tucker Carlson has apparently made about Representative Dan Crenshaw, and he says, "Geez, calling your dad's a dick." Love that. That was great.
Fox News is being hypocrites. How about
I
who
know. I'm as shocked as you are, my friend.
wow. Jaw
Um,
dropped.
there was a joke that I totally didn't get, but it seemed to go over well. Where uh, Pete said, "Lauren accidentally gifted me a sock, so I'm free." And it wasn't until I went on Twitter and I saw that that was a reference to Dobby the elf from Harry Potter.
Yeah, I
Uh,
got it, but I read the
it
Harry Potter
flew
book.
right over my head because I only know like the broad strokes of Harry Potter, so I was just like, okay, I have no idea what that means,
Now,
but
as a dork who read all the Harry Potter books, I totally got that.
okay.
They're good. They're good.
Oh yeah, hey, I don't doubt they're good. I just haven't read them, so
Okay.
it cuts into my comic book reading time. So
Oh,
we
I
can't
forgot.
have that.
Excuse me, they're graphic novels.
I stand corrected, sir. I stand corrected. But I thought this was a good goodbye for Pete.
Yeah, it was good. I like how he kind of brought up all the stuff that's been going on with him, like throughout the years of SNL. Like remember when he was engaged to Ariana Grande? That was a whole thing.
Yes, yeah, he mentioned that, and he talked about like Lauren giving him his fatherly advice and stuff. I think my all time Pete Davidson thing has to be when he came on with John Mulaney and they talked about the mule for however many minutes it was.
That was phenomenal.
That is brilliant. I rewatched that like literally a couple days ago because I still find it so funny. The
It,
mule.
I mean, my God, just
That was
that
good stuff.
yeah, that was good stuff. And at the end, of course, he got very sentimental and said, "Thanks for everybody who stood by me." He thanked Lauren profusely.
Yeah.
Saying, I know, thanks for everybody who believed in me when I did, and people who believed in me when a lot of people thought I didn't deserve to be here. Like he got very honest and very sweet
Yeah.
and sincere. It
Yeah.
was a very nice little moment to end it on.
And as long as we're talking about Pete and the fact that it's his last show, this might be a good time to get into this one. Did you also see that there was a cut for time sketch called Forgot About Lauren?
I literally saw it like 2 minutes before I logged on to this podcast with you.
Okay.
Like
Okay, so you did watch it then.
I watched it. Yeah, I just saw it like maybe 30 minutes ago for the first time. I had
Yeah,
no
yeah.
idea.
I watched it just a little while ago. They put that up kind of late. It was Pete doing one last rap number. He enjoyed doing the rap number, doing the little music videos, and he's just talking about how the premise of this is like Lauren his feeling hurt that he never got to be in one of Pete's music videos, and so Lauren wrote a rap for
Right.
Pete.
I also liked how, because in this music video they have, Pete sees Lauren, but we only see the back of Lauren, so we
Right,
know it's not really Lauren.
right.
So it's weird how the premise of this is that Lauren was never in one of Pete's videos, but the real Lauren doesn't even want to be in this video.
Yeah,
Which I was like, what? Like Lauren couldn't be in this little thing?
it's mirrors reflecting mirrors, man.
Life
Yeah,
imitating art, man.
we either have Pete dressed up as Lauren, and horribly convincing as Lauren, or we have like sort of an animated head of Lauren on top of somebody else's body, sort of like South Park style.
Yeah, very much so. And at the end of this video, we get like a little guest cameo from Eminem.
Eminem comes on to tell Pete that his parodies of his music suck.
Right.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, he has gone to the Eminem song, music video well quite a number of times. There was the
Right. I mean, he did the what the heck's an NFT thing that was to the tune of "Without Me,"
right.
and Pete was in the Robin outfit and everything.
There was the Santa the Stan video
Yeah.
he
Oh
did for
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pete's
And
obviously a big Eminem fan.
yes, it's an homage, man.
Big inspiration. All the white boys who wanted
Oh,
to be rappers.
that's right. Oh my god, dude, Eminem. Oh my god, to a lot of trust me, in college, a lot of white wannabe rappers were like, dude, he's the best out there. He was like the
Yeah.
Alpha Omega to a lot of aspiring terrible white rappers.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I like Eminem
So,
for the most for the most part. I think
yeah. I mean, he's done some stuff I like. What did you think of this? Do you think it deserved to be cut, or should it have been in the show?
I I think it should have been in the show. I think I mean it's because this is like Pete's last hurrah. So yeah, like
Yeah.
I would have taken out the summer gig and put in this.
Definitely. Definitely. That would be the first thing I'd cut. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean, as much as I kind of like the summer gig, I was like, I think the Pete video should take precedence over the summer gig. I mean, because like
As much as I horribly dislike the summer gig, I think the Pete video should take precedence over it.
yeah, because like
So
Keenan's still going to be on the show. We can still do more whatever
yeah.
big like
No. Keenan's going to be performing on the post-apocalyptic SNL with a cast of cockroaches. We've
yes,
established this.
yes, Saturday Night Roaches.
I mean,
Can't wait.
yeah. Um,
Next up,
Next up, where are we next? Mr.
the,
Dooley, right?
Mr. Dooley.
Mr. Dooley. This was flashing back to TCM, and they're showing the 1981 not classic 9:15 to 5:10. That's right, it's a 9 to 5 parody.
Why now?
So, what's that?
Why now?
Why now? Well, it's been just over 40 years, and Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda are popular again because they just wrapped up Grace and Frankie. So
Yeah, Dolly Parton is evergreen as always. Yes, that's true.
Dolly Parton, beloved national treasure.
Dolly
Um,
Parton.
and we've got it starts out we've got Cecily, Heidi, and Ego, and they are more or less made up like the ladies of 9 to 5. And I thought this was interesting. Cecily looked she was made up kind of like Jane Fonda, but she had like Lily Tomlin's cadences down, man.
I gotta go back and watch
Watch it again. She has got like this subtle Lily Tomlin impression going, and I don't know if it's something she developed when she was doing the Secret to not Life, the Universe, and Everything. The Lily Tomlin one woman show that she did.
Shoot, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
Of it. I will look that up. Okay.
One woman show. Search for signs of intelligent life in the universe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy to remember. Nice, quick, easy title.
Long ass title. And I actually did see that original one on Broadway, and I didn't get to make it to Cecily's version, but yeah, that's an impressive thing to do. Playing a lot of characters. Anyway, yeah, she had Lily Tomlin's cadences down, which I noticed, and I thought that was a nice subtle touch. I appreciate it. And Ego's hair was kind of Lily Tomlin-esque.
Okay.
So yeah, they're warning Heidi, who's the new lady in the office. She's made up like Dolly Parton, and they say like, "Hey, our boss he's a sexist and a racist, and oh, you better watch out for him."
Yeah, God, I just want to kill him. I really want to kill him.
Well, yeah, I want to kill him. And we walk into the office, and it's Natasha Lyonne in a mustache again.
And still has the nail polish on.
Seems a little weird to be going to the mustache well again before the show's over. Yeah.
Little bit.
Little bit. And then the joke here is that, yeah, he's a sexist pig, and Heidi shoots him almost immediately.
Yep. Shoots him dead.
Shoots him. Is it a sign of confidence in your host when you kill them off 40 seconds into a sketch?
Hmm.
Because I feel like that is not a vote of confidence.
It's like, yeah, you know what? We'd rather have a sketch centered around your dead body than to have you walk and talk in this sketch.
I feel like if you're doing that to your host in the sketch, you either really like the host and you trust them to do all sorts of weird shit, or you don't think much of the host and you just want to get them out of the way as quickly as possible. I don't feel like there's a lot of middle ground, and I don't know which it is.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice to go.
It's a choice, right?
Yeah, it's a choice. And yeah, so then we have a dead body there. So then
Yeah.
then we also get a thing where they're like, "Are you sure he's dead? He can't be dead. We need to tickle him to make sure he's dead." And then it's
Yeah.
literally them tickling Natasha Lyonne while Natasha Lyonne, is pretends to be dead for
Playing dead,
play,
yeah, and they put the sunglasses on her. We're going full weekend at Bernie's with this,
right, because Natasha Lyonne, the boss, has a meeting with Mr. Dooley, the big important meeting.
right? And then Fred Armisen and Kyle Mooney come in because Fred is there on the premises, and he's apparently amicable exes with Natasha Lyonne, and Kyle Mooney because it is his last show, and we are going to throw him a bone.
Hmm.
It's been a whole week since Baby Yoda, folks.
Everybody gets a bone. You get a bone. You get a bone.
So yeah, and they're doing things like wheeling Mr. Dooley over to the bar and pretending he's pouring him a drinks, and Fred and Kyle are just oblivious, and they think, oh, that Dooley, ha ha ha.
Yeah, and of course they're literally picking up Natasha Lyonne's limp body and dragging him over to like the little mini bar and
Right.
trying to pour a drink, and of course the glasses spill everywhere. I think at one point, like Heidi drops like the shaker and like almost breaks, and it's a bit sloppy to say the
It's a
least.
bit sloppy, but I feel like it was kind of meant to be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, I mean, there's all just like, oh, now he's such a sexist, he's feeling us up, and they're like grabbing his. I keep saying his, but they're grabbing Natasha Lyonne's hands and putting them all over themselves, and then it ends in a utterly random way where Kyle and Fred just dive out the window together.
Yeah, because I think at one point they realize that the person is dead, and then Fred Armisen is like, "Well, we got to make sure he's dead. We got to tickle him." So then he
Yeah,
stands over Natasha Lyonne's body, crouches on, and then tickles his ex girlfriend, and
yeah,
yeah, and then it's like you said. Then they're like, "Oh, we got to call the police." The two of them jump out the window. The end.
yep.
This was a head scratcher. This one. This was an odd one.
It was weird. This is one of those sketches where it's like I like the idea of this a little more than the execution of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point I felt like this was a sketch. It seemed like they were having more fun doing it than we were watching it.
Yeah, and I never like that feeling. I mean, you want the performers to be having fun, but not at the expense of the audience. They shouldn't be having more fun than the audience, I feel like.
Yeah, at one point it kind of feels like maybe a little indulgent, where they're like, "Oh, I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm just here staring at my watch, waiting to laugh at something you guys
Yeah,
did."
yeah. So it was, we're getting late in the show. It's a little more weird than funny.
It's getting loopy, people. But hey, it's the last day, right? Last day of school. Whatevs.
I mean, I thought it started out okay. I feel like maybe the performances could have been a little. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so tough to put your finger on why something doesn't quite work, but it didn't quite work for me.
Yeah, I mean, like when it started off with Heidi shooting Natasha Lyonne, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Where are
Yeah,
they gonna?"
that's a good twist.
That's a good twist. Now, what are they going to do with it? And then they just kind of went this
Yeah,
weekend at Bernie route with it, and I was like, I don't think this was the best way to go about this. It didn't.
yeah.
Maybe because there was no escalation. Well, there kind of was, but it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't too that strong.
I feel like it's just a real crapshoot because it's so dependent upon the performances, and I mean, and this type of thing where people are like things are going nuts and things are going not quite as planned. It can be really funny. Like you remember the sketch where Bill Hader was the old guy and he was trying to impregnate his girlfriend,
Oh,
played
right,
by Cecily, and like the Viagra kicked in, and he's in a motorized wheelchair, and it's like running into, it's backing into the table
right. Yeah, that was great.
and pushing 80 across half the stage.
Yeah, like I think like Melissa was there, and like he was
Oh
like
yeah,
he was literally pushing Melissa, and like Melissa like really couldn't go anywhere, and she was.
right, and I mean, and his back is to her, so he's like unaware. I mean, that's fun, that's endearing. This one, it didn't really reach that level,
Yeah, this was it was just like a sloppy
but
mess.
I mean, that sort of sketch is just lightning in a bottle. I mean, you can't
Yeah,
plan for that. It's just it happens or it doesn't, and I just don't feel like it happened this time.
yeah, fair enough. It's getting late in the show.
Getting late in the show.
hmm
All right,
Final
so
sketch.
wrapping up the show with a Kate and 80 joint. I mean, because
Oh,
really, what else are we gonna do? They're both leaving. They're
mm.
both they're comedy sister wives at this point.
They really are. They're leaving us. They're leaving us.
They're leaving, and we can't even like bring in a bunch of kitties to do a Whiskers Are We.
Oh, they
I'm
should have done
assuming we
that.
can't.
They should.
I don't know. Are there COVID restrictions against bringing in as many animals as they used to?
They brought in
I
those
don't know.
They brought in those dogs last week for the Selena Gomez episode.
Yeah,
Mm.
like a week or two before that, there was a thing on Twitter. It was like, oh, they're delivering puppies to 30 Rock, and then they didn't show up on SNL, and I'm still bitter about that.
Boo.
Um, just don't tease us with puppy deliveries to 30 Rock and then not follow through. Damn it!
Don't puppy tease me.
Even if you're delivering the puppy to somewhere else, SNL should like stage a raid and steal those puppies.
Ooh, the puppy heist.
It's what I'm saying. This is all I want. Hell, do a sketch about staging a puppy heist.
Yeah.
to have puppies in a sketch with Cecily or kitties in a sketch with Kate and 80. Let's do that.
Ocean's 11, but instead of stealing money from a casino, they're stealing puppies from third. Is this anything? Is this anything?
Adorable. Yes, it's something because it has adorable puppies. Of course, it's something. Of course, it's something, Darren.
I apologize. Yes,
How dare you doubt that?
SNL. This
Um,
is. We're giving you gold here. We're giving you gold
like,
here.
look, do it. Just do us this summer. Do a puppy compilation special just for us,
That's right.
please.
Please. We got to get through the dog days of summer somehow. Hey-o!
Exactly. Yes. I once commented on one of Cicely Strong's Instagram posts after I think it was like the judge the dog court sketch, and I was like, honestly, they could rebrand the entire show. Cicely Strong plays with puppies for an hour and a half, and I would be totally fine with that. And she was like, so would I.
Ooh,
So,
nice. She's down for it.
what's that?
She's down for it. All right.
She's down for it, right?
She's
I
on
mean,
board.
let's get a summer special. Let's just get Cicely Strong plays with puppies, and I will be very entertained.
Let's get on
Um,
that, America.
all right. Anyway, this sketch, which I suppose we should talk about at
Oh,
some
right. Yeah,
point,
that's right.
this is called Women's Commercial. So it stars Kate and 80, and we find out that they're advertising gray adult pigtails.
Yeah. Okay. And
Just talking about that certain type of woman, that woman of a certain age who's she's got a full head of gray hair and she's wearing the pigtails.
yeah, you can pair it with such things as the Cranberries T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And
By the way, I really like the opening soundtrack to this sketch because we early on we got the Indigo Girls and we got Bonnie Raitt. So that right there puts you in a world.
yeah.
I am flashing back to my college years already.
Oh, okay.
Um,
All right. Right on.
I did not know any ladies with gray adult pigtails, but probably a decent amount of the women I went to college with now have gray adult pigtails. I don't know. I haven't run a poll. I'll find out.
Gray adult pigtails, making their own kombucha, maybe
Mm-hmm.
wearing hemp clothing. I could dig it.
They're living their best lives.
Yeah, living up in New Paltz.
And yeah, we got other ladies in there with we got Heidi, we got Sarah, we got
Melissa's
Was
in there.
Ego in there? I think so. Yeah,
Melissa's in there, and
Melissa's in there.
yeah, and then they're talking about these gray pigtails for a certain kind of woman, where you just see them and you're like, "Oh, got it."
Yep.
Yeah, and then they
And you see her for a minute, and then you don't forget her for the rest of your life. And we find out that Kyle Mooney he's playing a gray haired gentleman with a long beard and a ponytail. So he's got the male equivalent of the pigtails. And we find out that he's the boyfriend of like all five ladies we've seen in the
yeah,
sketch.
because you can't ride a bike with no handlebars. Am I right, girl?
I knew you were going to quote that line, my friend. I knew you were going to quote that line.
How could I not? That's a fucking banger.
How could you not? That's a great line.
It's crass and clever.
Yes, that is your lane.
That's my MO.
And then at the very end, we've got the lead singer of Japanese Breakfast coming in for a cameo.
Yeah, I think she sings like a little Joni Mitchell or whatnot, or something. I could be wrong.
Let's say yes. Okay. I don't recognize a whole lot of Joni Mitchell songs by ear, but yeah, let's go with that. It's Joni Mitchell. She's singing Joni Mitchell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't either. I was just trying to look smart.
Yeah.
And we sort of get like Kyle's goodbye in this too, where they both, where all the women are just like kind of petting his gray beard and whatnot. So I don't think Kyle got an official goodbye segment.
I feel like his goodbye sketch was the Baby Yoda from last week. That seemed like his big finish, you know?
Okay. All right, fair enough.
And this week was just maybe sort of like an epilogue for Kyle.
Yeah. All right. I could dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I thought the sketch was so not strong. I thought it was all right, I guess. Shoulder shrug.
It is a thing that existed, and it ate up 3.5 minutes of airtime. So
it's the last day of school, man. We're just waiting out the bell.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are you going to finish that chapter in the last 10 minutes of class? No, you are not.
That's right. Come on, we'll just wait for the school bell to ring.
You've already taken your exams and you've turned in your term paper.
Yeah,
it's all over but the shouting. They're just waiting to get to the after party at this point.
Class dismissed.
Like Maya Rudolph has got to go to the after party and sing with the Revolution.
Oh, you saw that on Twitter?
That is a thing that actually happened. I haven't watched the video yet, but I saw that is a thing that happened.
Oh,
so,
dude, that is bananas.
Yeah, they're down in the ice skating rink at 30 Rock and just partying up the night with Prince's old backing band.
Yeah, playing with the Roots. Oh.
And the Roots. Oh, yeah, that's right. Can't forget the Roots.
Oh, so lucky. If we know anybody that can get us into next year's SNL season finale after party, please slide into our DMs, because I really would want to go. Money's no object.
I would love that most assuredly. I am also most assuredly certain we do not rate that.
Damn it. You got to put it out in the universe, man. I don't know.
Let's put it out in the universe. Hey, I would love to see it happen. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. No.
Oh, you got to believe, man. You got to believe.
Hope for the best, expect the worst. Yeah. I'll believe. I'll put up that little Ted Lasso poster above above the thing in the locker room. So
gotta believe, man.
Gotta believe.
Yeah, and that's the episode, guys. Overall, I thought it was okay. I think the first half was a lot stronger than the last half, but I would say I would say I found the overall episode endearing mainly because of the goodbyes. But,
yeah, we should talk about the good nights.
Right.
We saw. I mean, these are significant good nights because it is the last time those people will be on stage as cast members.
Okay.
So we got, as we've kind of unfortunately gotten used to the last couple seasons, everybody's up there on stage in a mask.
Right.
Natasha Lyonne's wearing a mask reading "My Body, My Choice," which is nice. That is cool. Thumbs up to that.
Right.
And did you notice the camera was getting like really tight on people hugging?
I didn't even see it because like when I watched it live and the camera and the show just kind of cut off, so I didn't see a lot of the good nights. It just cut off and went to whatever.
They posted the full good nights on, and feels like the camera crew, they're getting a lot of close-ups because I think they're trying to get people crying. They're trying to get that emotional moment. They want that. Um, and I made a list of the people I spotted hugging. Kate and Edie, of course. Kate and Kyle. Edie and Sarah. Apparently, Edie and Sarah got really tight,
Oh, nice.
and Kate and Bowen. So those are the
Oh.
hugging bits I saw. And sometimes I'm like looking around people. I'm like, why are these Japanese breakfast people in the way? But
Get out the way, Japanese breakfast.
get out of the way. I'm trying to see an emotional moment so I can feel something.
I'm trying to cry. Get out
I'm
the.
trying to connect with my human emotions.
That's right. I'm trying to know what love is.
Look, it happens once a year. I'm like, let me give these human emotion things a spin. And then after we finish the season finale, I'm like, oh no, I didn't like that at all. And and I am going to be dead inside for the next year.
Oh, wow. All right.
But
Oh yeah. Wow. No, but actually, as you're talking, I'm watching it now. Yeah, I didn't see any of these good nights because of.
okay, yeah, they cut it off early.
Yeah, they're just NBC was just like, nope, we got to go to this infomercial. But yeah,
I mean, yeah.
wow, it's really sweet. Oh, I missed all the
Yeah,
spoilers.
yeah, no, it's sweet. You can see them getting a little choked up.
Oh,
It's. I mean, I'm gonna miss these people. As I said, I'm gonna miss Kyle. I'm sorry, said Kyle. Meant to say Kate. I'm going to miss Kate most of all.
yeah.
Kyle, I will miss you too. I am very regretful you never played New Zealand on the show.
Damn it. We never got there. But
We never got there. We never got there.
I mean, in a way, Sarah Sherman is kind of New Zealand-esque.
She could carry that torch.
Yes.
She could totally carry that torch. Yes.
I mean, maybe if she dresses like him, maybe if she
Yeah.
maybe at some point she throws fish, we can
If you told me that Sarah Squirm, spends a significant amount of her backstage time at SNL throwing fish around, I would be like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, of course she does. That's how she's method. That's how she gets into character.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I would be like, that is totally a hobby I could see her having.
Yeah. She's like a more likable Jared Leto. She throws fish around, gets into character.
I mean, if that's the bar we've got to clear, really anybody who's not sending used condoms to their coworkers and dead rats to their co-stars is more likable than Jared Leto.
Yeah. It's very true. Very true.
Didn't he send like a dead boar or something to the cast of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, like
some sort of
like a pig's head, right?
It was a pig's head. That was it.
Yeah, I would be like, dude, what are you doing? Stop this.
Like, there's being a method actor, and then there's just being a dick.
Yeah, it's like, dude, no one wants to play your games. No one wants.
No.
Just read your lines, and they'll yell cut, and that'll be it. Well, I'll see you at your trailer.
I
I don't know.
I just don't get why that's necessary. It's like, oh yeah, that gave me such insight into how the Joker's mind works.
Yeah, I mean, was that in any copy of Batman? Was that like comic book accurate?
No, that is not a thing the Joker has ever done, to the best of my knowledge.
All right, so that was a choice. That was a choice.
Yeah, no, it's.
Oh,
Jared Leto just somehow got the idea. Oh, the Joker just sends pranks through the mail.
He's like Jokey Smurf. He just
I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe he was going through some stuff. Who knows?
What a maroon.
Just.
Oh boy.
Anyway, but that's a season, you guys. We're look. There's a lot to unpack for season 47, but we don't want to just stick it at the end of an episode. We're going to do a full season in review episode next week.
Ooh-wee.
So, we're gonna talk all about our favorite sketches. And what they did right, what they did wrong, what we'd like to see for the next season.
Yeah, we'll talk about the people who have left and the new people, like we're in the rise of Sarah Sherman now, and the rise of JAJ, and
right.
What the hell's going on with Aristotle?
Aristotle pictured on a milk carton.
Yeah. What, he was in the after high school sketch. So that's
Yes, he was in that. And I feel like it's a bitter irony that the one time we saw Aristotle, they said his body was never found. And I was like, yeah, no kidding.
Yee.
No kidding, SNL.
Even his body's not getting stage time.
Like what the hell happened? Did you like run over Lorne Michaels' dog? Did you
It's I really need to know the story behind it, because it's not at this point. It feels like it's not a coincidence.
It's so weird. We'll talk about that more. And because this is such a big topic, we're not gonna. It's too big for just me and Darren. So we got to have a guest. We got to have a special guest next week, Darren.
We do.
We do. And because he did such a wonderful job for us on our season 46 wrap up last year, we invited our friend, our pal, Dennis Perkins, back to talk all about SNL with us.
He's back, baby.
He's back, and Dennis Perkins has had an eventful year as well. He was last time he was here. He was writing for the AV Club. Now, not so much. He's over at Pace Magazine now, so he'll tell us all about that. I think.
Oh, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
And yes, and that's actually. Oh, whoa! Before we wrap up, hey, want to read some of the tweets we got from our good friends?
Oh yes, we gotta do the Twitter page. We gotta do that.
Yeah,
we gotta do that.
Okay. All right. So, first up from our good friend Mikey with 2 E's from across the pond.
Yay, Mikey!
He says about this episode. Hey guys, you know the phrase, if you can't say anything nice, then don't say anything at all?
Mm-hmm.
Well, ... And then he says, he tweets out again saying, actually, I will say thank you to you guys for another awesome season of SNL Nerds. I straight up look forward to it every week and admire your dedication to both carry on doing it, even after some really, really bad episodes. All right.
Well, thank you, Mikey. And yeah, so I'm just going to mark that down. That is one in favor. Woo!
Right. Yes, yeah. Right. Check is in the mail, Mikey.
Woohoo! 432 Twitter followers. Here we come.
We're doing it. Moving on up.
We're doing it.
So and also John Ananias at Burtonesque92 says, heads up, this is a two-parter. This episode was thin in sketch quantity and erratic in sketch quality. I found Natasha Lyonne a delightful presence, but she was best used in the leadoff baseball announcer sketch. The goodbyes that'll mark this show as notable were particularly well done. Pete's segment was all very well, though I did prefer last year's version. Oh, I guess he mean...
I don't even remember what he did last year. What did he do last year?
Was that the black and white pre-taped, like the Kinescope Evening with Pete Davidson sketch? I think.
Oh, the Raging Bull parody. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the one that, during the Paul Rudd episode. That was...
Oh, yeah, that was the Christmas
right
thing. Yeah.
That was better. I'll give it that. That was better.
Oh, okay. I thought when he said last year's, I thought he meant last season.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. For Kate and Adie, they probably chose the right characters to bring out one last time. And in both the cold open and on Update, the sweet moments were fitting without overwhelmingly the funny.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And then lastly, we have our friend Boardman Gets Paid, our time-traveling friend.
Yes.
Who says...
Our Sam
Hello. Yes. Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime. Boardman Gets Paid stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished.
Oh, shit. You remember all that?
He found himself trapped in the past, facing a mirror image that was not his own. His only guide on this journey, and driven by an unknown force to help change history for the better. His only guide on this journey is Al, a hologram from the future that only he can see and hear. And so Boardman Gets Paid finds himself leaping from life to life, hoping each time that the next leap will be the leap home.
Dude, that is impressive. That is impressive.
Thank you very much.
Wow,
big Quantum Leap fan.
Wow.
It's coming back. I can also do the A-Team.
Oh, well, save that for next week.
I'll save it for next week. Okay, so Boardman Gets Paid says, hello from the inside out. Boardman, for a while, by the way, was sending us comments on the previous week's show. So for a
Okay.
little while, we couldn't really read his comments because it got confusing. But he's now finally like put himself right with the universe. He's no longer unstuck in time. He says, "Hello from the inside out. I appreciate this episode. The people that are leaving going to miss most of them, and Natasha seemed down for about everything. Also, Mr. Dooley made me spit my drink out real 90s like.
Ooh.
I would trade Pete's goodbye for joke swap, though. And maybe they don't bring in any new cast members this year. Keep the cast really tight, tight like a tiger.
Wow.
He's fine."
Yeah. Yeah, I will admit I was kind of bummed out when we didn't get a joke swap. So yeah, that was
I've come to look forward to the joke swap. I would have enjoyed seeing that, but I totally get why they didn't do it because there was a lot of stuff in the update with the 3 desk
yeah,
segments.
fair enough.
So it would have been a lot. I mean, updates usually like what, about 12 minutes of the show, so
Yeah.
that's a big chunk.
I
I agree. We probably don't need any new cast members coming in next season. I mean, because we had 21 this season. We 4 have left, so that's 17.
That's still a lot. Yeah.
That's still a mob scene, man.
Mob scene.
That is still. I don't know. Like, is it a basketball team? Is it a soccer team? I don't know how many people you have on various sports teams, but
Yeah.
it seems like you could play some form of organized sports with that many people.
Yeah, like you don't even do shirts and skins. Like you can carry on a full professional game with that many people.
Right. They could just all be in a scrum together and
Yeah, rugby.
Yeah.
I know that term.
Yes.
Okay. And
So
so that's it. Now that's our episode, guys.
that's our
wow.
episode. That's our season. This is what the 4th season of SNL that we've covered.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That feels right.
Because we started this in October of 2018. So that's that season would have ended in 19, then 20, 21. 20. Yeah, this is the 4th season we've done.
Dude, wow. Where does this time
Do we
go?
want to keep going? We're going to keep going?
Damn straight. Hell yeah.
All right.
Let's rock it.
I got to be honest.
What?
I got to be honest. I'm a little glad we're done with the show for a couple of months because it gets a little exhausting going through all the sketches and stuff. And
it does. It's
just like, oh, it'll be nice just to watch some movies.
Yeah,
for a few months.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do some movies, get some interviews happening. It'll be a fun little summer, folks. So please tune in.
Yeah,
during the summertime.
And if there's a particular project starring a particular SNL alum that you really want us to cover, send us a tweet. Use the hashtag SNL Nerds and let us know what you'd like to see. Like, oh, hey, you haven't done enough projects with this cast member. We'd like to see more of that. And we've got things we're discussing.
Yeah, we're doing stuff. We're doing things. Things are happening.
We're doing things.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about stuff. We're going to have a schedule. We're going to be as organized as we can. And, if anybody really notable unfortunately passes away, I'm sure we'll do something with that.
Yeah, I mean, we hope that doesn't happen, but yeah.
We hope it doesn't happen. We hope that everyone is immortal, but
yes. We hope you all live forever.
Yes.
Yeah, and so stick with us during the summer months. We'll keep pumping these babies out as long as you guys will keep.
We're not going anywhere this summer, baby.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and if you want to follow,
we're still here.
Yeah, we're still standing. We're still strong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Darren Credible, at DARIN Credible, Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow us on Twitter at SNL Nerd Show.
That is correct. You can also follow me on the Twitter at Trumbull Comic. That's TRUMBULL. And then the word comic.
Yeah. And of course, always our Patreon, our lovely Patreon at Non-Productive.com. Donate money, pretty please.
Donate money and help us keep putting out this show for you. We enjoy doing the show. We hope you enjoy listening to it. And if there's a way you can start enjoying it more, let us know.
Yeah.
We like getting the feedback. And please rate and review us and subscribe and all that good stuff. Because that, again, also helps us keep making the show and boosts us in the algorithms and all that fun stuff.
And all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's it, man. So what do we do
that's
now?
it.
Wow.
Another season over and done with. So we'll be back next week with our season in review with Dennis Perkins. But until then, nerds out.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.